First off, we're obviously gonna look at, apparently the cosmetics are available, so, oh my god, wait, they added Daryl. Oh my god, wait, Daryl's actually here, chat. We got Daryl, look at him. Oh, Kamui's gonna be so happy to see him. Even if it's not the Death Stranding Daryl, it's still the actor, so I'm definitely gonna get this skin. He should probably only wear this skin, honestly. And here's Rick, default Rick. But damn, he looks short. Maybe it's just because he's taller in the things, they have to make all the survivors the same height. Last Day on Earth outfit. Oh, by the way, apparently this outfit is bugged, so it's using the wrong pants. It said that in the notes. So it's using the same pants as his default, so it'll be changed. Brutal Awakening. Oh yeah, when he woke up in the hospital. This was his day. This was day one outfit, right? When he woke up in the hospital. And then we got Daryl Dixon. That's crazy. That's so good. We didn't get Negan, but we did get Daryl. And I think Daryl is one I wanted more. Michonne, we can't play her. She's disabled. She looks really good, though. Does she come with outfits? She does. What we become. Okay, that's a good outfit name. Ooh, wow. I actually really like this outfit. But I really like this outfit. The little hoodie. She looks like a rogue. She looks like a rogue in that outfit. Oh, nice. She's got a... Oh, it's empty because, yeah, the entity takes it. But she's got the katana on her back. A sword. This one's linked. Sadly, this one's not linked, though. Yeah, this one's linked. Okay, cool. Really excited about Daryl coming. Daryl, like, it looks just like him. So they definitely got the actor's likeness for it. Like, this looks just like him. I wonder if he has voice lines, but apparently the voice lines for Rick and Michonne are not in the PTB. It's a known issue that they said will be fixed upon the live release. So, if you want to see voice lines for Rick and Michonne, they will be in the live release. I don't know if that means Daryl's are also bugged. I mean, we get Orc cells, so I might as well just buy all the outfits. Now let's look at the Survivors perks, the brand new Survivor perks.
This feels...
Bio. Okay, Apocalyptic Ingenuity. After unlocking or rummaging through 2 chests, press the ability button once for 8 seconds to next to a broken pallet to build a fragile pallet. So they're finally adding party pallets outside of the event mode. So if you want to get a party pallet, you can make one, I guess. 8 seconds is kind of crazy, and 2 chests rummaging through. I feel like they're not that strong, but maybe they're thinking about Shack Pallet. Shack Pallet can be pretty strong. You see the ores are broken pallets within 32 meters. Come and get me. After unhooking a survivor while crouched and idle. Okay, that's 3 activation conditions. You have to be unhook a survivor, you have to be crouched, and you have to not be moving. Press the ability button 1 to make injured and dying survivors within 24 meters leave no scratch marks or pools of blood for 15 seconds. You scream and the killer sees your aura for 5 seconds. Okay, this is interesting, but Babysitter already does this. When you unhook them with Babysitter, they get 30 seconds of no scratch marks or pools of blood, and it gives them 10% haste. So what would incentivize you to run this perk over Babysitter? Because you have to unhook them, crouch, and sit still, then activate it, and they have to be within 24 meters, and then it only gives them scratch marks and pools of blood for 15 seconds. Seems kind of like it needs some buffs. Teamwork, toughen up. When another survivor pallet stuns or blinds the killer while you are injured and within 24 meters, your grunts of pain, scratch marks, and pools of blood are reduced by 100% for 30 seconds. See, that's what we want to see. 30 seconds? Wait. No scratch marks or pools of blood for 30 seconds? That's like base kit. That's like base kit Lucky Break. That's like half of Lucky Break's duration. And you have grunts of pain reduced by 100%. Wait, that's actually a really good perk. But you need your teammate to do it. Okay. Let's see what about Michonne. Conviction. After you have healed one survivor, while down with at least 25% recovery progress, press the ability button 2 to recover instantly. What? You gain broken and then are downed again after 30 seconds. Oh, interesting. So it lets you reposition. So if you go down and the killer's slugging, it lets you get up and move around for 30 seconds, but then it downs you again. Interesting. That could be cool for repositioning. I don't know how good it will be. Maybe you can like, I don't know. Maybe you can plot twist to prevent it or something. Last stand. After spending 60 seconds in the killer's terror radius while not in chase, when you fast fault, stun the killer for 3 seconds if they're within 2.5 meters. Wait, so you can stun the killer just by fast faulting? Do you think that can make someone wiggle free instantly? Like make the killer? So what if a killer walks by a window while they're carrying someone? That would be really cool. But oh, the perk is disabled for the rest of the trial, so you can only use it once. Interesting for that. It does aught said so. It's a dumb tech perk. That's funny. Oh yeah, because you vault the after you stun the killer, you vault the pallet back into them and it will stun them again. I don't think it needs to disable for the rest of the trial. That sounds pretty funny. Especially when it takes 60 seconds to charge. But yeah, you can stun them with a pallet, vault into them and stun them. That's pretty funny. And then we got Teamwork Throwdown. When you pallet stun or blind the killer, other injured survivors within 24 meters gain endurance and see the killer's aura for 10 seconds. Boy, that's so good. Imagine you flashlight save a teammate against Nurse, and then when they get off Nurse's shoulder, they get endurance. The whole thing about flashlight saving against Nurse is so bad because she just blinks right on top of them and downs them instantly right after that. Like, they go down right away. But with this, they get off the killer's shoulder and they get endurance for 10 seconds. So if Nurse blinks on top of them and hits them right away, they still won't go down because of the endurance. And you can pair this teamwork perk with Rick's. So after stunning or blinding a killer, Rick will make it so you have no scratch marks, pools of blood, or grunts of pain. And this will give you 10 seconds of aura reading on the killer and 10 seconds of endurance. So running these perks together will be good. The only difference is this perk activates when you pallet stun or blind the killer, and I think Rick's is when someone else does it, when another survivor does it. Huh. So if you, this is like an anti-tunnel perk then. You run this perk, and then a teammate flashlight saves you, and then you can get away with no scratch marks or pools of blood, and no grunts of pain for 30 seconds. So if someone like pallet stun saves you, or if they flashlight save you, or if their teammate just stuns them with a regular pallet or blinds them with a regular pallet after breaking a pallet, like you can easily blind the killer when they're breaking a pallet animation because they're locked in the animation, so you can easily activate this perk. You just have to be nearby a teammate when they blind the killer breaking the pallet, or they stun the killer with the pallet, and then you will be untrackable for 30 seconds. It's literally better than Lucky Break, because Lucky Break doesn't even give you grunts of pain reduction. So you just need to be nearby, and you can kind of use it as an anti-tunnel perk if your teammate saves you. Okay, now the clown changes. I'm just gonna say it, be 100% honest with you guys. Knight and clown kind of just got gutted, pretty badly, and it's kind of crazy to me that they're willing to nerf Knight and clown, but they don't want to touch Nurse and Blight. So I'm a little frustrated by that. But we're gonna go over the big changes because we've been waiting on it forever. Is Pyramid Heads add-on rework? So let me pull up the list so I can tell you what these add-ons used to do, because they did have a previous effect. All of these do, and I'm pretty sure every add-on got reworked except for the range one just got reduced, and then some of them also got changed slightly. I think they kept the sloppy add-on because that one was already good. Okay, lead ring, the first one here. Lead ring. Oh no, it doesn't say what it used to do. Okay, well then I guess we'll just look at it. Increases the range of punishment of the dam by 25%, but decreases the width of it. That's a cool add-on. It's like Wesker's add-ons where he can increase the range of his first sleep, but it decreases the range of the second one. So overall, he doesn't gain any extra distance. It just makes it nicer to use. And same and vice versa. So if you want to have a really long punishment of the damned, but a really skinny one, you can run this add-on. Increases Rights of Judgment recharge rate by 10%. Okay, we've already had an add-on like that before. Increases maximum duration by 5 seconds. We've had something like that. Decreases the range of punishment of the dam by 25%, but increases the width. Oh, so if you want it short and fat, you run this one, and it'll be harder to dodge because of how wide it is. That's funny. I actually kind of want to try that out. Increases the range by 5%. Okay. When a survivor is saved from a cage of atonement, you see the rescuer's aura for 8 seconds. Okay. Decreases the duration of stuns by 15% when using Rights of Judgment. Oh. So you can kind of just like go through the palette. I think it would be better if that was a bit higher, honestly. Increases the speed at which Punishment of the Damned travels by 10%. Wait, I was hoping they'd add an add-on like this because his power, it kind of like ruptures like an earthquake where it starts in the front and then has a ripple effect where it hits the back last. So it's more like a wave, I'd say, like a wave. So the wave starts at the front and then it goes to the back at the end. But they're increasing the speed at which the wave travels by 10%. So you'll be able to hit survivors a lot easier. This might become like one of his best add-ons. Decreases punishment of the dam's cooldown by 10%. Oh my god, you can spam it even more. Decreases your tear radius by 2 meters for each survivor affected by torment. That means 8 meters max? Nah. This would need to be like 6 meters per survivor, because you barely have people tormented like consistently like that. I think 6 meters per survivor would make more sense. Because he's a 32-meter tear radius, I would still decrease it by 24 meters. Still have 12-meter tear radius. And then you still probably wouldn't get value out of 24 meters. While using Rights of Judgment, gain the undetectable status effect. Okay, so just using your power, you're undetectable. You can stack that with this extra duration add-on, and you'll be golden. Injuring a survivor with Punishment of the Dam reveals their aura for 8 seconds. Okay, aura reading add-on. Rights of Judgment trails inflict exhausted. Okay, exhausted add-on. When missing Punishment of the Damned, see the auras of survivors within 3 meters for 6 seconds. Damn, 2 aura reading add-ons. One for if you hit them, and one for if you miss them. Aura reading has already been really strong on Pyramid Head, as you can see by my build here. Zanchin Zymalier is really good on him. These 2 add-ons are going to make him even better. Survivors afflicted with torment spawn Rights of Judgment trails when sprinting. These trails last for 5 seconds. Wait, so if you're trying to tunnel someone who's tormented because you're gonna cage them and a teammate runs behind them to body block, it'll infect the teammate that's body blocking and you'll be able to cage them as well. And if they even take it down and they're body blocking, you can just send them to a cage real quick and then keep tunneling that one target that you were trying to go for to begin with. That's actually kind of crazy. Okay. Injuring a survivor with Punishment of the Damned increases Rights of Judgment's charge by 30%. Okay. So it just refreshes it. The Oblivious. Oh yeah, here we go. Survivors injured by Punishment of the Damned suffer from the Oblivious status effect for 80 seconds. Okay, and then they kept the Mangled and Hemorrhage one. Punishment of the Damned destroys breakable walls and pallets, increases the cooldown by 20%. Oh wow. Okay. That seems like it'll be good. You can run that with the cooldown add-on right here. Decreases the range of Punishment of the Damned by 50%. Punishment of the Damned's range increases by creating Rights of Judgment trails up to a maximum of 200%. Oh my god. You can have a 200% increased range. Wait, and you could stack that one with this one for 25% increased range. But it would be thinner. That's the downside. It's a bit thinner. So you have to be more precise with it. I think I want to try the speed and the one that makes it a bit wider and see how that works. There is some base kit changes to Pyramid Head for those that are interested. They increased the punishment of the dam's range by 10 or to 10 meters was 8, so they gave him 2 meters base kit, which is basically the equivalent of running both range add-ons, because both range add-ons added up to 2.5 meters, so it was 1.5 meters and 1 meter. So they basically gave him both range add-ons base kit. Increased the maximum rights of judgment's duration to 10 seconds was 5, so they doubled that. The duration of trails in the lifetime is 90 seconds instead of 75. They nerfed his movement speed to 4.2 meters per second while using Rights of Judgment from 4.4. So when he used it, he used to be 110. Now he's 105. He's Scratch Mirror Myers movement speed while using it. I feel like that is unneeded. If you really want this to just be an add-on rework, I don't know why he's getting all this other nerfs, you know? Like, giving him his range base kit is just reworking the add-ons to be something different because he no longer has as many range add-ons. But I don't know why he's catching nerfs alongside it. I do agree with the survivors who are rescued from cages now gain 10% haste and endurance for 10 seconds. I think that's good. They also made it so you get more blood points rescuing a survivor from a cage, so if you like that, then that's there. I'll just kind of go over what happened to Clown, and I'll try to summarize it as quickly as I can, because it's pretty bad. So Clown, they increased the haste effect of the yellow bottles to 12%, but then they nerfed the pink bottles from 15% to 12%. So overall, no matter what way you look at this, it's just a flat nerf to Clown. It is 100% a flat nerf. Because before, you could, while the yellow bottles were only 10%, you could stack both haste add-ons, and it would be 15% yellow bottles, and then you would still have 15% hinder. So the speed differential would be 30%. Survivor's 30% slower, Survivor's 15% slower, you're 15% faster. But now, Clown is 12% faster with the haste bottles, and the Survivor's 12% slower. So they nerfed it by 6%. There's a 6% speed differential. I don't know how they can look at Clown, who's a C tier killer, and think that he needs a nerf like this. It's actually crazy to me. Because the buff to the yellow bottle is something that you could already run with add-ons. Like, it was already something that you could run with add-ons. And now they're nerfing the purple bottle? Like, I don't know. They did increase the spread of the yellow bottles, and the time it takes to activate is 1 second instead of 2. So that could be nice. It's like instant. But they also reduce the hinder effect linger duration of the purple bottles by 1 second. So it's even worse. They increase his movement speed while reloading from 1.61 meters a second to 2.3, and they decrease time it takes to reload to 2.5 seconds was 3. If they really want this to be a buff to Clown, just keep the movement speed while reloading and the time to reload. You don't need to do you don't even need to change the yellow bottles or the purple ones. You can keep maybe the faster activation, but the purple bottles and the yellow bottle changes are just horrible. And they even nerf that if you were like, well, you can just run Flask of Bleach, you can't. They nerf that to 2% from 4, so you can't even achieve what Clown used to be. If running the add-on to like this one still only makes the hinder 14%, which is 1% slower than the base kit he used to have. This add-on used to be 4% on top of the base kit, right? So you had 15% slower plus 4%, it would cause 19% slow. But now that it's 12% base kit, that's 7% slower than that. And you can only increase it up to 2%, so it's still 14%. So it's still a 5% nerf to the entire hinder effect. And they nerfed Cigar Box from 16 meters down to 6, another notable, pretty big nerf. I don't think you're going to even see use out of this add-on now, because 6 meters, like, if you can't see a survivor within 6 meters of you, then you might be blind. Now, we got Knight, for some reason, catching a big stray here as well. I didn't think it was going to be so big, but they gave him increased max patrol path length base kit, so he can have a 32-meter increase, or instead of it being 32 meters maximum patrol length, it's 38, so he has 6 extra meters, so he can make his path longer. And they even made it so you move faster. So it used to be 3.8 meters when he's making his paths. Now he's 15 meters per second. And the path acceleration speed has been doubled to 2 times. They increased the strafe speed to 100%, was 25%. The issue is they decided to then nerf the spawn time of the flags. They increased the spawn time of the Carnifex's flag to 8 seconds, was 5, but he doesn't chase long enough for that to be valuable, and you might as well use that for breaking pallets anyways. And then you got decrease the standard spawn time of the Assassin from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. You're like, that's a 1 second nerf, right? That's not too bad. But he also doesn't chase that long, so that will be making a big difference. But the biggest nerf is they decreased the flag spawn time of the jailer to 4 seconds, was 10. They nerfed it by 6 seconds. That's a 60% nerf. That's going to make the jailer almost useless because the survivor is going to get the flag within 10 to 12 seconds, as opposed to the 20 to 22 seconds, I believe it was before. It's a huge nerf to the jailer and the assassin when you think about it. Because instead of it being 10 seconds for the assassin, it'll be 8 seconds. Instead of jailer being 22 seconds, it'll be 12 to 10 seconds. So it's just going to be really bad. So they made Call to Arms base kit though, so I guess that's what they want us to be happy about. But they did nerf Call to Arms down to 4 meters. So if you run Call to Arms still, it will still equal what it used to be running the add-on. So they nerfed it from 10 meters down to 4, and they gave him 6 meters base kit. So basically, if you run it, he still gets 10 extra meters, and the path creation speed is increased by 7%. Also, a weird change here saying they increased the Demon Strike turn rate limit during the open phase of Oni to 540 degrees. Where the hell did that come from? Because that seems a little insane to me. Like, what the heck? What are they thinking with that? They buffed Pig too. Her ambush movement speed is 5% faster. Her crouch movement speed is no longer slower than survivors. It's the exact same speed as survivors. She uncrouches in 0.8 seconds instead of 1 second. The tear radius fades 13% faster. And then they nerfed John's medical file, so her crouch movement speed is only increased by 5% instead of 10%. And they nerfed the ambush speed. So this add-on, oops, that's not Pig. That's Unreal. They nerfed this add-on to 3%, but they gave 5% base kit, and this add-on used to be 6%. So overall, if you run this add-on with the base kit 5%, it's still better. So it's an 8% speed increase. And they reduced the charge ambush attack by 10%, the amount of time it increases. So there's less of a downside running this speed add-on. So Pig might actually be full ambush now. You can run it with Workshop Grease for 50%. That was the other thing. They removed the secondary effect of Workshop Grease, where if you miss your attack, it reduces the cooldown by 10%. It doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, those are all the changes for the killers. The only thing I have really left to cover is the add-ons for Survivor. They added entirely new items. I don't know if I can see it on Felix. No, I guess you can't. But we can look at it. So there's 3 rarities to this new item. The Fog Vial releases concentrated fog. The fog lasts for 8 seconds. Fog expands to a maximum of 10 meters, and it recharges over 70 seconds. This one lasts for 10 seconds with a range of 10 meters, and it recharges over 65 seconds. And then we got a blue one, which lasts for 12 seconds, maximum range of 10 meters, and recharges over 60 seconds, which is pretty cool. Let's look at the add-ons for that now. I don't know if I can see it. Maybe I'll have to look at it in a custom match, because I don't actually own these yet, because they're brand new. So let's look at this. Decreases the cooldown by 5 seconds, Volcanic Stone. Decreases the Fog Cloud's expansion time by 1 second. Oh, wow. I think this is actually going to be one of the best add-ons for this, because it says in the notes here that the expansion time is 2 seconds, and then it's 1.5 for the green, and then 1.2 for the blue. So if you decrease it by 1 second on the blue one, it expands instantly. It's like 0.2 seconds. For the brown one, it still takes a second, and the green will still take half a second. But Seems good. Increases the duration by 2 seconds. Increases the maximum fog cloud size by 2 meters. Okay, that's actually really big. This is already 10 meters, so 12 meters. Decreases visibility and sounds within the fog cloud. It says here, okay, that's actually crazy. Visibility and sound, so an iridescent add-on for it. Now we got keys. Let's look at keys. There is now 3 types of keys. There's a broken key. Reveals auras of survivors within 48 meters for 8 seconds. And you can use this 6 times. So it's like Bond in an item, which is actually really interesting to me because I would actually consider running it then. Whenever you need to find a teammate to heal you or something, or find where your teammates are at, or maybe if you need to find a teammate who's getting tunneled, you can use this and find them. Reveals auras of survivors within 56 meters, there you go, an even bigger radius, and for a longer duration. It also gives you the ability to unlock chests quickly. Chests unlocked with this key have a revealed aura within 42 meters, enabling other survivors to rummage through it once, which contains an items of at least rare quality or higher. So if you open a chest instantly with this key, you get a rare item or higher, and survivors, other teammates, can then rummage through it to get a rare item or higher themselves. The only downside is it has 5 charges instead of 6. The skeleton key used to be a pink add-on. It is now blue, so way cheaper. It reveals auras of survivors within 64 meters for 10 seconds. It allows you to unlock chests, and it lets you to unlock the hatch. Oh yeah, sorry, this one also lets you unlock the hatch. So just by bringing a green or a blue key, you have a second chance to escape the match. And you no longer have to have a purple or pink key. The whole reason keys were so, like, they were never used is because keys were purple and pink quality. They were expensive, and they just weren't using it. But now, you can bring a nice cheap green key with you, and if the killer closes hatch during endgame, you can just open it up after they close it and escape. And it lets you keep the key this time, too. It no longer breaks the key by opening up the hatch. It says it lets you keep it. So, and if you want, you can use the blue one too. This one won't open up hatch, but these two will. I believe there's new add-ons for it. Yeah, they removed a lot of add-ons for the keys, and so these are the new ones. Increases the key's charges by 1. Decreases the time to channel a key by 35%. Increases the duration of auras revealed by keys by 2 seconds. This one's interesting. The obsession and yourself both see each other's aura at all times. Decreases your chance to be the killer's obsession. So you don't even need to activate the key to get it. I could see a Blood Pact build working really well with this. Running like a haste build, like the 5% not better together. 5% haste, Blood Pact build. They also finally nerfed Blood Amber. They made it so when you activate it, it reduces the number of charges by 2, so you only have 4. And it reduces the aura reveal time by 6 seconds. So using this key reveals the killer to you and you to the killer. So instead of you seeing the killer by yourself, the killer gets to see you as well. So it's a flat up nerf, because Blood Amber used to let you see the killer through the wall, and the killer still couldn't see you. The final item they changed are maps. There was only ever, this used to be a pink add-on, by the way. This was a pink map. It's now blue. So maps are going to be more common now. Keys are going to be more common because they're no longer locked behind pink and purple. Maps are no longer locked behind pink. And they added a brown map, which never existed before. So press the use item to reveal auras of all pallets and vaults within 24 meters for 10 seconds. So this is base kit Windows of Opportunity in an item. Using the secondary interaction creates a beam of light. The survivor's location generators within 32 meters of the beam of light are revealed with red auras. 4 charges. This one gives you 32-meter range for pallets and windows for 12 seconds. Has 5 charges instead of 4. And it still reveals generators within 32 meters. This one is 40 meters for 14 seconds. Has 6 charges and generators within 32 meters. This one has 8 charges, 48 meters for 14 seconds. Generators within 32 meters and causes you to leave blood on the ground, which is usual. And let us see the add-ons for the maps now. They reworked these as well. Increased the duration of aura reveals by maps for 2 seconds. Increases charges by 2. Increases maximum range of a map by 8 meters. When using the map, all totems within range are revealed. Okay, nice. So it still lets you use maps to track totems, but you need a purple add-on to do so. That's rough, actually. The killer's aura is revealed within 8 meters of the beam of light. Oh, so you can set down a beam of light inside a loop, and then you can see the killer's aura within 8 meters of it. Oh, but it reduces the duration of the beam of light by 10 seconds, and reduces the number of charges by 2. So you could run this with this one that increases the map's charges, and you still get 6 charges. And that would be pretty funny. You got a wall hacking map and a wall hacking key now. The only thing that's left is the perks that they adjusted for Killer and Survivor. So I'll just go down the list really quick. For Insidious, it takes 1 second to activate instead of 2. Hubris, when you stun the killer, or when the killer gets stunned, it exposes you for 30 seconds instead of 20. Dragon's Grip cooldown's been reduced by 10 seconds to 30 seconds. Increase the range of Hangman's Trick to 16 meters was 12. Overwhelming Presence has been reworked, so when a survivor starts using an item within 32 meters of you, they gained exhausted for 15 seconds, and when they become exhausted, you get to see their aura for 4 seconds. Franklin's Demise has been buffed aura reading range to 64 meters from 32, however they heavily nerfed it in the sense that it no longer causes dropped items to lose charges over time. Rip Franklin's. I don't think anyone will use it anymore. Potential Energy got a huge buff. You no longer need to work on the gen for 8 seconds to activate it, and they decreased the amount of time required to repair, to earn a repair token to 1% was 1.5. So you no longer waste time gaining potential energy stacks, because it used to take 1.5% progress just to get 1% back on potential energy. But now it's 1% for 1%. So if you get 20% of potential energy, you still only spent 20% of the gen getting it. Before, you would have to do 30% of the gen just to get 20% in potential energy. So you had to waste an extra 10-15 seconds to get max value out of potential energy. But now it literally just flat up lets you take 20% of the gen without wasting any time and bringing it to another gen. So this will be good for countering 3 gens. They also decreased the time it takes to raise a pallet for any means necessary to 3 seconds from 4. Better Together no longer has a range limit on revealing the generator to your teammates, and you see Survivor's aura for 30 seconds instead of 10. Still Sight decreased the time it takes to activate to 2 seconds was 4. Decreased the time spent in a locker to 8 seconds was 12. Increased Appraisal increased the number of tokens to 4, and you can rummage through chests twice now instead of once. Streetwise got reworked. The first time you deplete an item with charges, you see the killer's aura for 8 seconds, and items retrieved from chests have 80% extra charges. Detective's Hunch increased the aura reading duration to 20 seconds, but no longer gets trapped by maps. So Monkey's blood point farming build is nerfed, and Deja Vu got the same nerf. It can no longer be tracked reveal generators. They also made it so when you're only 2 survivors remaining, letting 2 struggle skill checks go will immediately skip to the sacrifice sequence, so you can give up on Hook to give a teammate hatch again, which will be nice. I think that's everything, though. Everything in this update. God damn, so much yappaging. There was so much happening.